We know on this day that we are halfway
Halfway done.
halfway to Santiago, which is kind of monumental.
We were really in a good mood that afternoon when we realized that, because at that point our bodies were on point. We were hurting a little bit, but not to the point where it was uncomfortable anymore, and we started to become tourists, and that was really, really fun. Really fun.
Yeah.
The terrain was unbelievably beautiful. There wasn't anywhere that you looked that just wasn't spectacular. Highly recommend the Camino del Norte.
I love this. So to get into this church, which is just right on the route, as most churches are, the Camino will actually take you to every church in Spain, I think.
Around it, yeah.
Yeah. But you knock on a door, and this lady comes out of her home, which is right across the street, lets you in with this ancient old key, and here you are in a church that was commissioned in 921. 921.
921. This place was amazing, but this view, it was set on a cliff, and it was a pay as you go, like pay whatever is appropriate for you to pay. It was donation only, and it was this huge salad and or a sandwich.
I'm totally housing the salad.
With a lovely view.
It was amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, it really was beautiful. I think this is when we start to hatch our idea to possibly have our own albergue. This idea of living right there on the Camino and welcoming pilgrims in as they sort of walk by really kind of sparked something with us. And I think we talk about this for like the rest of the Camino and really haven't stopped. More soon on that.
What should ours have? What kind of condiments would our albergue have?
Ranch dressing. And vegetables. We decided to take a detour on the Camino from our route, from the Camino del Norte, and to head down to Oviedo, where the very first pilgrimage occurred. So it's called the Camino Primativo.
Bring it on. Let's go detour.
It gave us an extra day on our route, but it was totally worth it.
Goodbye, Camino del Norte.
Hello, Primativo.
It was a good day.
STICKGATE.
Someone stole our sticks. So,
Situation?
the guy who runs the albergue here, this lovely establishment, is going to drive us around town to find the thieves. Bring it.
It's gonna be awesome.
What we found was an albergue is a hostel, for lack of a better term, that is strictly for the pilgrims on the Camino de Santiago. Meaning you have to have your passport credentials in order to even stay there. It's a super discounted rate of a hotel or even a regular hostel that isn't set up for pilgrims. But what's unique about the albergue as opposed to a hostel is they usually have a pilgrim dinner at nighttime for a really inexpensive price. That's a group dinner, and you can sit around and discuss your day and where you're from and get to know everybody that's staying there with you. And it's like a safe haven for the pilgrims. Once you get in there, you have this sense that they're all just like you. They're all on the same journey that you're on, and it feels like safe and warm, and you don't think that people would steal from you in an albergue.
I think it took us a while to really come to terms with the fact that our sticks were missing, because to steal from the communal space at a pilgrim hostel is like stealing presents off of Santa Claus's sleigh. Like the karma, I wouldn't want it. Like I wouldn't want to.
I would never do it ever. I couldn't even fathom doing that, you know? And it wasn't until we saw what was left in the stick basin. The only 2 sticks that were in there at this point were 2 wood actual sticks with like tape at the top of one of them, which, you know, Primativo, that's how they did it back in the day. But that was not how I was going to continue the rest of this pilgrimage.
No, we wanted our walking sticks, the ones with the blister protection gloves that, you know, wrapped on and wrapped off, that connected to the sticks, that extended.
They were adjustable, like they were our people.
They were our sticks. I mean, I can see why somebody might want them, but to steal them from the communal space of a pilgrim hostel is ballsy.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
These pilgrims hadn't seen us because Roberto, who ran that particular establishment, had given us our private room. And we actually stayed out and had a drink with Roberto the night before. So these pilgrims hadn't seen us. They had retired early. We stayed in our own separate room. They didn't know that we were there. But our boots were right there next to our sticks in the communal space. So it's still just a little bit hard for me to wrap my head around the decision to take our sticks. But they did. They took our sticks. And I get down there and I'm looking and I just kind of poke my head out and I'm like, hey, Liz, we did put our sticks in the communal room, right? And you said, yeah. And I said, because they're not here. And I sort of get out of the way as you like bulldoze into that. Yeah. You were like, what? And you're searching for these sticks. And I am now out the door, like kind of miming to Roberto, who runs the establishment, because he doesn't have English and I don't have Spanish. And so I'm kind of saying, like, I'm trying to make him understand that our sticks are gone. But I think it was more the noise coming from that communal closet that gave him the clue that, you know, so a lot of cursing. And, you know,
yeah,
you emerge and you're like, the sticks are gone.
And I can't, I'm heartbroken, like heartbroken. These are my friends and now they're gone. And I honest to God went through every emotion. Okay. And I tried to justify why they would be gone. Where might I have put them? No, I remember putting them here, but why would someone take them? Would they not see our shoes? Maybe they didn't see our shoes. I'm going through everything and trying to understand why someone stole my best friends. And
time. I mean,
I'm really upset. And you took it, like, thankfully you weren't as mad. You were like on the opposite end of that, like, c'est la vie, you know, not quite c'est la vie, but you know, you were taking it a lot easier than I was. And I thought that half of me was ripped away from me. So I wasn't happy. And fortunately, so we finally get Roberto to understand what we are dealing with at the moment. And he's like, well, we don't really know what he said.
But he mimes back to me this motion. And, you know, and I'm like, car? And he's like, out the door. And
right, out the door.
Liz, I think Roberto is going to drive us on the route to find these pilgrims, to find these thieves.
Thieves. Culprit.
Yeah.
Culprit. Yes.
So it sort of dawns on us that we may have a rescue mission for our sticks. And we go on a straight up Nancy Drew style adventure to find our walking sticks.
Okay, this is Roberto, and he is taking us on the route. I guess these are bus forward miles.
Roberto is a NASCAR driver in disguise. He just peels out, you know, and I am in the back seat. I don't know if you had a seatbelt on. I did not have a seatbelt on, and I am sliding around the back seat, like trying to get film with my GoPro, and that's why there isn't very much, because I was like
trying not to die in the back seat.
And he was going to catch these pilgrims if they were out there.
We finally get up to some people who we think might be the culprits.
Okay, we've spotted some possible culprits. Coming up on him right now.
And we have Roberto kind of slow down a little bit. And I wasn't sure that I would recognize our sticks, but then I saw them and realized I will always recognize our sticks. So as soon as I saw them walking with our sticks on, with the gloves on and with the big smiles on their faces, you know, because they bring joy, and they're walking along with their sticks like happy as ever, and I realized, oh yeah, that's them.
Those are our sticks.
Those are our sticks?
Yeah.
Oh my god, wait. Okay, pull up.
Go slow.
And I saw the guy with locked eyes together.
They took our sticks! That's them!
That is them.
That's them. Yes.
We're getting our sticks back.
It was definitely a moment. And so what happens next is Roberto doesn't stop.
I'm like peering out the back window.
Where are we?
And I totally gave them.
They have our sticks. Where are we going, Roberto?
So now, now this is where the translation is zero help. We have no idea. So he keeps going, and I'm like, you need to stop because they're back there. Obviously, he knows that, but he knows where they're going because he's an albergue owner and he knows the path, right? So he was going to park up around the corner, or what we think he was going to park up around the corner and wait for them, and we were going to confront them. I didn't get that memo. So he stops, and as soon as he stops, I hop out of the car and go running back to see where those people are, because I'm so afraid now that I have the sticks in my sight. I'm so afraid that I might lose them again. Okay, so I run around the corner and I confront them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you have our stick.
In the car with Roberto, trying to get out, but he is like, really wants me to stay, which in retrospect makes a lot of sense, right? These pilgrims are going to walk up to us. They're going to have to walk up to us. Their only other option is to turn around, at which point Roberto would turn around the car and go NASCAR style after them. So he knows that they're going to walk up to us, but we just want our sticks back.
We have one thing on our mind at this point.
I stay in the car long enough to understand what he wants us to do. But the fact of the matter is that you're already out of the car charging two strangers, known thieves, who are carrying sticks. So I got to go after you.
Pointy sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet this is what mothers feel like when their child's in danger. They just run into danger. As I was running up there, I realized that this could go two ways. This could go really, really bad, or we could laugh about it and be done with it. And because now they're right there. So I decide for the latter.
I didn't want them to feel attacked. So I said, oh my God, you found our sticks. And they're like, oh. I said, it's okay. And they're like, oh, we thought we were the last ones gone. I said, we assumed that. It's totally fine. But give me my sticks.
Honestly, like, I would love to have a conversation with the stick thief.
Oh, let's do an interview. See if you can find them based on this video. See,
what did we learn on the Camino, right? Like, we learned a lot about forgiveness and love. And, I do forgive these people for taking our sticks. And in fact, I'm sort of glad they did, because this day adds up to one of the very best, if not the best, that we had on the Camino de Santiago.
It was so fun. We had such a good day. Oh, and this honestly, I think might be where our soul phase started. We were comfortable walking as long as we needed to at this point and pushing through the pain. And now it was about the story that we're going to have each day, and not, we talked less about the blisters on our feet and the pain in our feet and our back. Not that any of that still didn't hurt, because everything still hurt, but it was less about that and more about the journey.
But we got it!
Yeah, and this moment of getting them back sort of becomes, I think, the celebratory pinnacle and symbol of our pilgrimage. This is the symbol of our pilgrimage. it's when I put anything up about walking the Camino de Santiago. Sometimes I put a picture of us sort of hugging at the very end, but most of the time I put this picture of us celebrating the moment when our sticks are returned to us. You know, honestly, like, I would love to have a conversation with the stick thieves.
Oh, let's do an interview. See if you can find them based on this video.
And this couple is walking together, and I think that's really sweet. And I want to believe that they didn't rob us of our most important possession outside of our passport on the Camino. I want to believe that.
STICKGATE is complete.
But we got them back! Day 22. It started out really early already.
Yeah, and we probably only have like 8 miles left to Oviedo.
Thanks to Roberto.
We went in a car.
I love this day. I really did.
We get to Oviedo and we have kind of a really nice dinner. We go out to the Irish pub. We have a blast.
With our sticks safely locked away in our hotel room for the night. Buen Camino.
We just have an absolute blast. We're sort of celebrating the return of our sticks. We're celebrating the fact that we're in a major city. The next day is a light walking day. And in fact, it ends up being not a walking day at all because we wake up, we do some touring about Oviedo. I mean, after STICKGATE, we hang out in Oviedo at the start of it all, the beginning of the Camino Primativo, spend a day sort of touring about, and then we get on a train, actually, and we bus back to the Camino del Norte, where we meet up with the next phase of our pilgrimage and another pilgrim who will join us along the way.
Stay tuned.
All right, everybody remember, like and subscribe. Happy dance! That's our like and subscribe happy dance.